Hi, welcome to week 14. We are doing activity 2.2.1 interview database this week, and I'm going to go over a few things on it for you to help make it easier. Okay, so we've got learn a problem solving process, practice communication skills to interview end users of an app, and generate ideas for possible problem solving in the future. We're going to learn how databases and lists allow data to be collected, saved, and retrieved. This week is a fun app. You're going to create an app that sequentially displays a list of questions that you could ask and capture responses from someone who is surveyed. These interview questions will help identify potential problems to solve. So a lot of this you get to do kind of make up on your own what you want it to be, but we are going to do kind of like a survey, a questionnaire. Somebody's going to have your app and then they can answer questions on that. So here's a cool video about it. So you get to learn some new things today that you didn't learn in the past because these are new features that we're going to go over. So you're going to create an interview database, and then it's going to hold that information so you can retrieve it later. And it's going to store the interviewee's name and the date of the interview. You're going to have a list of questions that you come up with that you're going to ask the interviewer, and you're going to allow a person to record their answers through speech to text. They could type it in, or they can hit the speech button and then say it, and it'll type it in. When a question is answered, display the next question and store all the interviewer's answers. So the first thing it asks you is, what's reasonable to ask someone? You should design your app so that you can capture information about the people being interviewed. You must communicate professionally and explain why you are documenting the responses and what you intend to do with the information you collect. So first of all, find an idea to pursue. Thinking about a future app and the interviews you will conduct, review problem categories to help trigger some ideas in your mind. And if you click on that link, it takes you to this site. What to solve? We're going to solve a problem here. Some categories with some questions to ask. Personal experiences or interests. Some questions you might ask with that would be, what are you passionate about? What interests you? What are the potential needs that you can target in your solution? If you had a school culture, what might you ask? You might ask some questions like, how can we improve our school culture and sense of school community? How can we reduce bullying? How can we make sure all students feel included? There's ones about education in general, something about technical problems, something about health and wellness, something about community service and volunteering, and then something about the environment, legal issues, emergency preparedness, global issues, and then some others. I love in this others category. What game or creative expression idea are you interested in? Remember that you still need to provide evidence to your teacher that your idea has value to others. So all kinds of different things you could come up with. So we want you to pick something you like. These might stimulate some ideas, maybe that topic, but you want to take it to a different level and ask some different questions. I'm going to click here in health and wellness. How can we increase physical activity? How can we increase access to healthy food? How can we promote healthy eating? How can we prevent or manage chronic disease? How can we prevent infectious disease from spreading? All of these are great questions, and you can see if you picked one of those, you might even go down another path. This is the first question and then more questions that go with it. All kinds of different categories. Okay, I'm going to close this. Select one or more categories. you are the most interested in and write down some questions you can ask about them. You do not have to stay with the categories you choose. In fact, the sooner you start doing interviews, the more time you have to change if you discover a different problem that you want to solve instead. So here is the UI design. The interview database app requires use of a database, a storage space for data from the app. It's going to store the answers to your questions. Consider the layout arrangement and component properties that will help a user navigate your app with ease. Try to create a UI that will be quick to understand and easy to use. So, first thing they want you to do is start a new project in MIT App Inventor. So let's go there. Start new project. Interview database, Hershey. So I know it's 2025. Okay, there we go. I started a new one. From the storage drawer, drag a non-visible tiny database component to the screen. That was purple, tiny database. Non-visible tiny database component to the screen. Oh, I got to get it on the other side. Duh. There it is. It's in the storage drawer. Tiny database. I'm just throwing it out there because I can't slide it. Well, shoot. I have to be able to get it up inside there. There we go. Storage tiny database. I knew I was looking for that, what it looked like, but storage. There we go. Tiny database. Okay. And okay, from the media drawer speech recognizer. I saw that. As the name implies, this component recognizes speech and translates it to text. From the user interface drawer, add the components listed. Components are grouped together to suggest horizontal layouts. Also, some component names are abbreviated to save time in typing. Okay, so horizontal, and then I'm going to put a date picker. And it said text property should say date of interview. Date of interview. A label with text property. Better do another horizontal and then label with text property. Oh my. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to put name on that label. Name colon. And we're going to call that name txt. Okay, I'm going to stop for now because my video is about to run out and this is video 1.